Coming up, go get it!
Smoking Gun Outdoors, reality TV for Tidewater's hunters and fishermen.
Ain't none better.
It's early November, northeast winds blowing. We're going to go to Lynnhaven and do some casting for some speckled trout. Should be fun, so stick around and see how we do. Shows up late, casts first, gets the first fish. I see what he's doing. Started throwing white while I was rigging all my stuff up, so I'd put white on, and then you come with the dark brown with the green.
I just looked dumb.
Now, we are both from families that have been around here a long time, and one thing that we do in my family, and I know you do in your family, is eat speckled trout.
I had it for breakfast Sunday morning. Baked with the potatoes and onions and bacon and all that. It's pretty fish, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Ain't none prettier.
Yes, sir. I like their yellow right there on their mouths, and
yeah.
We had one the other day, and this is one of the strangest fish that me and Zai have ever caught. Was a speckled trout on a Clark spoon, and I knew it was a Clark spoon because I knew it was a speckled trout because he was in the back just flashing, and all I could see was that yellow mouth.
Right up on top.
Man,
yeah.
That is quite a distinguishable feature.
One down, 39 to go.
What color head you got there, Sputnik?
Chartreuse. Chartreuse.
Fast retrieve, slow retrieve, what?
Slow. If you think you're going too slow, slow down a little bit.
That one's bigger than Al's. Those spots are very pronounced.
Yes, they are. They're awesome. Feels good. Oh, he's not so small. Decent fish. You got that thing 2 or 3 times. Look at it. He got the whole thing in his mouth too, boy. He wanted it. Decent fishy.
Oh yeah, he's a good one.
All right, you ready? Here it comes.
Heck yes. That's a good one, Zai.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, Zai, you've been changing about every, 20 casts?
About 20 casts.
And we've been noticing that a couple of people around us have been doing the same thing. And you actually put, what'd you say, the ugliest thing you could find in your tackle box?
Yep. Figured if you can't make them hungry, make them mad.
There you go.
I got some pliers right
I don't think you should tell that to a Clemson fan because this is orange. But
about 20 casts, if you know there are fish in the area and you don't get a bite, try changing colors.
That's some good information.
Doesn't work, switch it up again. But yeah, the old pumpkin orange chartreuse stuff there. It's about the 10th, 15th cast with that one. Just in time.
Just in time.
Another thing, I just noticed, you always want to retie your jigs after you catch a fish that deep. I've noticed, you get even the slightest nick in your line when you're using 10 and 12 pound test. You're going to lose the big one that way. So take the extra minute, retie every time. Unless the bite's just too hot, you can't hold it back. That's a decent fishy.
Yes, sir.
You say about 2.5, 3 pounds?
Yeah, about 3 pounds.
That's good times. Lynnhaven Inlet in November. Gotta love it. The box or the water?
Whichever one. He's your fish.
Y'all grab a cup of coffee. We'll be right back with more Smoking Gun Outdoors.
Today on Smoking Gun Outdoors, Captain Hogg and crew fish with Al Bonnell inside Lynnhaven Inlet for speckled trout as these fish prepare for their migration out of the Chesapeake Bay for the warmer waters in the Carolinas. Although males and females have different growth rates, a 15-inch speckled trout is considered to be approximately 2 years old and a 19-inch speck approximately 3 years old. Up to this point, the crew has caught several 2 to 3 pound class speckled trout, casting a variety of light jig heads with plastic grubs using spinning gear. The anglers are fishing an outgoing tide in 3 to 7 feet of water, where the channel and the flats meet. Today's water temperature is 56 degrees, which Al claims is the magic number for catching specks inside Lynnhaven.
The bite's getting ready to turn on. Can y'all quit catching them so fast so I can at least get mine in the water? Goodness sakes.
Oh yeah, that's a nice fish there.
I don't know if he's gonna get in the net.
There you go.
Oh. Count Dracula.
Yeah.
He's only got one fang though.
Yeah. They gotta work extra hard.
Yeah. But see, he didn't like yours as much as the last one liked that orange. Holy Corolla!
Yeah, give me that fish.
There you go. Look at that. That blue, see that blue on his tail?
That's pretty. Let's measure him and tag him.
We've all been casting for these speckled trout. But we had a little piece of cut mullet back there, and we've actually caught a rockfish and a little puppy drum. And these little puppy drum are incredible. Nice silver.
Make sure of the number on that.
Okay. TB 116862.
6'2".
Yep.
Okay.
Once again, Al's out of order.
Yeah.
That's why you always check. When you're tagging, you always check the number. But the thing that I really like about these little puppy drum is that blue tail.
Yeah.
I mean, you can just see it. And in November, when the water's clearing up a little bit, you can see that blue tail from about 20 feet, and that is incredible. Awesome.
13.75. There you go. Y'all stick around. Our sponsors need loving too. Smoking Gun Outdoors will be right back.
Speckled trout are in the same family as kingfish, spot, croaker, drum, and weakfish. Smaller specks feed on small crustaceans, but as they grow larger, they feed almost exclusively on fish such as mullet, pigfish, menhaden, croaker, spot, anchovies, and silversides.
Hey, that boy.
All right, here comes the net boy. Where's the net? Now, when netting these fish, you never want to do this. This. You always want to just go just like that. Now, you think we ought to let him go?
Spec. If we are, I'm gonna put a tag in it.
Okay. He's a little guy.
You measure him right quick.
15 inches. You got it?
Just check it and make sure if you would.
Right, go up in there. Now, the secret to speck fishing is somebody's catching one, just come up here and grab his rod.
That's gonna look good on the plate. Smokin' Gun Outdoors will be right back.
Welcome back to Smokin' Gun Outdoors. I'm your host, Captain Chandler Hogg, and we've been doing some shallow water fishing inside Lynnhaven Inlet, casting for some speckled trout using jig heads. Well, enough of this. Let's get back to the action. I think Zai's got a nice one on.
That boy.
All right, I'll go get the net.
There's no greater feeling in the world.
Oh, I beg to differ.
While you're standing on the bow of a boat.
Nice fish,
That is a good fish.
Nice fish.
Unlike Al's little one, I think he's going in the cooler.
What are you working at, boy?
Oh, I'm quite the net boy.
Oh, look at that. Look at that.
That is why I netted him. I netted he.
What a healthy fish, huh?
Now, Zai, every one of yours has had 2 fangs, and every one of Al's has only had 1.
Why is that?
I think it's because he sets the hook like Bill Dance.
Oh, he's hooked up again. They're here, boys.
Can y'all let me get right here? This is speckled trout fishing. This is speckled trout fishing at its finest. I hadn't even made it back to the cooler with Zai's fish, because I am the designated.
Does that fish have 1 fang or 2 fangs?
I'm the designated net boy,
There you go, we hold that.
and so here's Zai's, here's Al's, and now hold on. We're, as you can see, they've got me doing the net boy again. See, this is how it works. By the time I even get my line in the water, they're going to have another one on, and I'm not going to be able to grab my rod, and I'm going to be getting the net for them. I don't know if you can call that friendship or fellowship, or the other F word. He's on fire!
That's what I'm talking about.
Guess what? You're going to have to net it yourself. Oh man, that's a good one.
That's pretty. Oh, that's pretty speckled trout. Pretty speckled trout right up in here side of the Lynnhaven River. November the 9th. Outstanding. Y'all stick around. It don't get no better than this. Smokin' Gun Outdoors will be right back. They must
the world
be
will
deep.
end. Everybody go and get all your money out of the stock market. The world's about to end. The net boy caught one. Are you gonna net me? Oh, look at that little guy. Thanks, Al. Appreciate it. I'll just pick him up.
Is that what you don't do?
There you go.
Good job, Chandler.
So we did figure out that if you're not catching them on one color and somebody else is catching them, switch over. Don't try to be stubborn and catch one on that color. Because these are finicky fish and they do like the color that they are hitting.
There goes that.
Look at that. I mean, right now, this, you don't get any better. You don't get any better speckled trout fishing than this, really. Here we go, the orange and chartreuse once again. Zai, good job, buddy.
We're gonna bust out the obscure color, right?
Yeah. Look, up. He's been hanging out with Al's fish.
Fish. He's got the single.
He's only
tooth.
got one tooth.
Needs to visit the orthodontist. Wow, look at that. Handsome.
Here you go, Zai. I'll let you do that while I
Catch one.
As this tide starts falling and moving better, all these fish are up in these creeks and flats. They'll start moving out these little channels that we're sitting right next to right now.
Well, you just brought up a good thing for the viewers to think about. You know, you come to spots like this, we are shallow water fishing. So you should come to these spots at both high and low tide just to see what kind of structure you're fishing around as you see the tide dropping. Now we're fishing the falling tide, got here right as the tide was changing.
That's right.
And we've been here about an hour and a half, and it seems like about 45 minutes after the tide changed, they started biting.
It'll start getting better too.
Better and better.
Yeah. That's probably the best advice you can give somebody if they don't know exactly where to go, is to go at a dead low tide on a full moon where everything's exposed and just learn the area. I mean, it'll pay off in the long run. You know, everybody wants the easy way out, and somebody tell them right where to go instead of doing the work.
And these fish are pretty predictable at, you know, I mean, it's you're looking for drop-offs. You and Zai were talking earlier, you know, about a big shell bank, and it's got a couple channels cut through. And to tell you the truth, Zai was telling me about that yesterday, and that's exactly what you said, word for word. And man, there's a good one.
Pretty fish.
Pretty nice.
Good fish, Chandler.
Now, Al, I will have to admit that I really wasn't doing much to catch that fish, and that's a lot about speckled trout.
Well,
You're reeling very, very slow. Your presentation for a speckled trout is a lot slower than a rockfish or bluefish or any other kind of trout, really. And it's a nice, easy way to fish. It's a nice presentation.
Yeah, my grandfather told me a long time ago, if you think you're going too slow, slow down.
Slow down.
And I'll tell you what, it's right on.
It's not a race. Al, I hope that doesn't end it with that guy just running right through our spot.
Well, that's the thing about speckled trout fishing. You're in such shallow water that somebody running through with their engine running and everything else, you really gotta ease into a spot. And I mean, don't let your anchor chain drag across the rail and the gunnel. Just have some courtesy for the guys that are already there. It's almost better to cut your engine and drift into a spot than it is to motor in.
Well, we had a good day out here in the Lynnhaven Inlet catching these speckled trout. As Al said a minute ago, he doesn't take us fishing unless there are a lot of them around, and he was right today. We brought mate of my boat, Zai, right here. He had a good time. Showed us that ugly baits do work. Al, what'd you show us?
that anybody can catch them.
There you
When
go.
they're thick, anybody can catch them. It's just the right time of year. Water temp's right. There's plenty of people catching them. Glad we could bring you and get you on them.
And Al, you promised that you'd show us how to cook these and clean them. So
Yeah.
you ready to do that too?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's why I like catching them so much. So it's still good on the table.
That's good. Yep, it's good to have good friends like this. Zah, thanks for coming out. We've had you out here on a trout show before and got you out on this speckled trout. And Al, once again, thanks for coming out with us also.
Ain't nothing but fun.
You know, it's always been fun.
Heck yeah.
Always. That's what it's all about.
Smoking gun outdoors. Done.